This week on Not Sauce for Work, Terry Tam is in the studio and Eagle is in his nest. We'll get into the NBA championship, the NHL playoffs, and Groundhog Day in June. We also get into the allegations that affect a couple of NFL football teams. We'll get into this and much more on this episode of Not Sauce for Work on the Hot Sauce Sports Podcast Network. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to and perhaps watching Not Sauce for Work on the Hot Sauce Sports Podcast Network. Thank you, everyone, for your patronage. Thank you for watching, downloading, subscribing. If you haven't downloaded and subscribed, you're way behind schedule. So
how are you here?
How did you find us? If that's the case,
I got retweeted by replied by Taylor Lewan today. So maybe we got some clout.
There we go. Maybe can you get him on the show?
I mean, I responded. I haven't checked. You
know, we'll get into a drinking competition.
I got 2 responses. No,
nothing. We'll see.
Did I tell you guys about how I tweeted at an IGN journalist during the Summer Games Fest reveal of the new Bethesda game, saying that the only thing worse than the game, what the game looks like, was his coverage of the game reveal? And he quote tweeted me saying like, "Well, listen, man, like I don't listen to these haters like Alex," and it blew up, and I was like, "Yes."
That's such. So that's a dickhead move on his part, right? Because he's trying to get his fanboys to go after you, which it's just you just mute the conversation. I'm king of mute, by the way.
So the best part about the whole thing, from my perspective, was specifically about how the opinion he shared on Twitter was exactly what I told him the problem was, except he couldn't say it on air because of the sponsors, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, man. So you agree with me that your coverage was shit?
So you're telling me I'm right while not telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Speaking of coverage, there's some interesting things happening in the world at the moment, one of which is not something I thought I'd see, which is a general inquiry into whether or not there was an attempt to overthrow the U.S. government on January 6th, despite having seen it on TV.
I don't think they were trying to overthrow anything.
Well, if you follow the inquiry, it is clear
I think they're the dumbest people
in
the history of the world.
It's why they weren't successful.
Yeah, they should.
When they're saying stuff, when they're writing manifestos saying it's time to bring back
a good manifesto yet.
1776. What do you think happened in 1776? They overthrew a government.
Yeah.
Except this time, it's their own government.
Yeah.
But yet, that's not the thing I was talking about. It's the thing I never thought I'd see. I didn't think I'd see a president fall off a bicycle.
So Joey B, man, I mean, what? This guy can't catch a break.
But like,
he can't catch a break.
You finally have them on the ropes.
Yeah.
You have them dead to rights. The testimony is damning. All the materials, the documents. Like, imagine you are Muhammad Ali, right? Yeah. You got him pinned in the corner and you fall off a bike.
But that's the thing about, like, I understand the struggles of a bike. Like, I'm a cyclist.
I'm a terrible cyclist.
I hate myself for saying it, but I do like to ride. But I clip in. I got the clips.
I don't do that. Yeah.
Man, you get so much faster.
I don't have any interest in getting faster in any way.
I went down a hill, like on Park Avenue, on Mount Royal there, next to Mount Royal, and hit 60 kilometers, man. I was so scared. So scared.
I can imagine so.
So scared. Anyway, so I can understand, like, not being able to get your clip out on time, but he wasn't even clipped in. He just forgot to pull his foot backwards.
Yeah.
Old man. He farted. His brain farted.
His
brain farted. He didn't have a brain fart. His brain farted.
These are the last 2 people to run the country.
Jesus.
That's what happened.
Yeah. But you can't, I don't think anybody should, there should be like minimum 35, maximum 65.
Maximum be able to get off a bike. Also maximum not have your government overthrown and not have your vice president threatened with violence.
Yeah.
Easy things.
One or the other.
Actually, yeah, you know what? At least to their credit, they each only did one of these things. They're both at strike 1.
Exactly. We'll give you another chance.
It's still just an 0-1 count, right?
We'll give you another chance.
Yeah.
Another chance. Yeah. You guys are good.
Found it.
What the video?
I'm always going to be honest with my reactions, and Starfield did not get me excited with that demo. Forza 8 looks stunning, and for Starfield, the tech issues in that review are immediately concerning. I'll always be honest about my feelings, even if guys like Alex hate me now.
Shut up, Destin Legary.
So, Destin, your cloud isn't what you think you had because you only got 14 retweets out of it.
First of all,
Eagle didn't even have to mute you. He just had to put his phone in his pocket for 10 minutes.
Like, first of all, like, what the kind of a name is Destin anyway? You're destined to fail at tweeting, definitely.
His parents spelled Dustin wrong.
When Eagle is putting you in a pretzel, in a mental pretzel on Twitter, then you know you have problems.
Yeah.
Like I don't even use Twitter. Which, by the way, you can follow me if you want.
I love Twitter, man. I changed my name to Chris Chelios, and my picture is a picture of my dad and Chris Chelios.
It's so hard to keep track of who you are. On Twitter.
Some people, yeah. So I like doing this, changing my name once in a while. But Chris Chelios, I think it's gonna stick because I have the picture of my dad and Chris Chelios. So when I tweet at somebody, they don't look at my handle; they look at the name. It says Chris Chelios. So sometimes people think that I'm actually him.
Yeah.
Like me.
Well, it'd be weird if Cristiano didn't have blue checkmark though.
Like, yeah, it's true. Like Marco Briette and I went back and forth, and a couple people thought I was actually Chris Chelios. And one guy's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "It's not Chris Chelios."
Yeah. So I wouldn't know. I wasn't on that team.
Hopefully, Chris Chelios finds me and it's like, "Hey, man, where'd you get that picture?
Yeah, you guys make beautiful children.
Where'd you get that picture with that much better looking guy in the picture?"
There's not a single better looking person on earth than Cristiano. So
My dad.
No.
According to the picture.
According to the picture.
Eagle, pull it up.
I still
It's
go.
my
Chris
Twitter
Chelios is second. Sorry, because John Stamos is always first, and then your dad.
We're talking about Greek men.
Clearly only Greek men.
Because you brought up John Stamos out of nowhere. But yes.
I wonder what I was doing.
He is definitely a good looking man.
So we're talking about your picture on your
Twitter? My Twitter profile pic. Yeah, that right there. Don't tell me. Don't sit there and try to tell me and piss on me and tell me it's raining. My father is a much better looking guy than Chris Chelios.
I feel like your dad was miscast in a porn for Super Mario.
I mean,
I can see it.
It's a racist, but no.
I mean, it was a racist against.
I was going to say, your own people. It's a me. Let's talk about how racist that is.
Yeah, it is.
It's a me, Mario.
I mean, admittedly, it was written by a bunch of people in Japan who have probably never met an Italian. But so I can give it to them.
A me. Also,
can we just play devil's advocate here?
Always.
If there was a bunch of developers in Italy and they wanted to do a Japanese character, how fucking racist would that character be?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, definitely. Like the most racist. Like even like what's his name? The vice president, Pence. Like Pence. He would be like,
yeah.
Mother.
I would sort of think of that. I'm convinced that Italy has less use of the internet just because of the worries of how racist it would be.
Yeah.
Political leaders are just turning off the internet button. Like, I don't know. Hey, sorry, internet's down.
Mi scusi.
Sorry, internet's down. It's me, Mario, the vice president.
Cut to the guy from Eurotrip. Mi scusi.
Let's get to the news, Eagle. Terry, it's the news.
Is it though?
It is. And first bit of news of the day is not that Golden State wins their fourth championship.
What?
It's not.
First fucking point.
But it's something much more important. It's that while Golden State got their fourth ring, Eagle's fiance got her only ring. So congratulations to Eagle.
Producer.
It was awesome to be there to witness it, dude. Congrats, and we're all super happy for you. I also love that her answer was not yes. It was not no. It was fuck you. Sorry. It was what the fuck.
What the fuck.
And then fuck you.
Yeah. Congrats.
She was happy.
Yeah. She was very happy.
Absolutely. I just want to point out that
well deserved. Because
we were all out of
by you, and you're a fucking prick.
we were all out of town, 4.5 hours away. Eagle. We all went with one car. Eagle drove, and
because you wanted to be baked out of your ass.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
From the second Eagle picked me up.
Hey Eagle.
To put it in perspective, he drove on the golf course, and I will never get in the car with him ever again.
But to be fair, I was high on the golf course. But so yeah, he I thought this thought occurred to me where I was like, well, I'm 4.5 hours away from home.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say no. But if she does,
yeah,
this is the worst car ride ever.
It is. Yeah. Oh no, she would have to stay an extra night, or
Yeah.
Eagle would stay an extra.
I think I would have just gotten a helicopter or something.
Yeah. Whatever. Empty the savings account.
Yeah, at this point,
Hiring a
I've already
private
spent
jet.
so much on this wedding.
Yeah.
PJ my ass home.
But congrats, Eags.
Yeah, congrats to Eags, but more importantly, congrats to the Warriors.
More.
Perhaps the most impressive feat of athleticism happened at the parade, and we take a look at Klay Thompson.
What a doofus. What a doofus. 1, 2, 3, 4 rings in my bank account.
No, but I'll say this. Her feet
She took a hit.
were not set.
Oh,
So it's a block,
that's a block.
not a charge.
Yeah. That's a good call.
I
I love this guy, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 rings in my bank account. I love it. I don't know. It's a different side of Klay.
So it's weird that people kind of forget how cocky the Warriors are, but they are.
Because they come from humble beginnings. You forget
Yes.
that they become cocky because they've
They've earned it,
they
right?
earned the right, yeah.
And like how many times do you see Steph do the go to bed and
Yeah,
like, or literally pointing to, like, after making a big shot in that game, pointing to his hand and then putting up 4.
Yeah.
I personally like it because I like that kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah.
And
Celebrate yourself.
we talked about how it's nonsense and how Steph Curry doesn't need to prove anything because he already changed how the NBA plays
Yeah,
basketball.
Exactly.
But you could tell, like, after winning the MVP, how important that was to him. Like,
For sure, because right before, people are assholes and people just make up this weird narrative that he doesn't deserve any of the credit that he's earned because he hasn't won a Finals MVP.
a thing who nobody ever remembers who the Finals MVP is in most cases.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, I forgot that Kevin Durant won that one. I was
Yeah.
like, who won it then?
I definitely forgot Iguodala won.
I'm like, did Klay Thompson win? Like that. That's what I thought. And
yeah.
Steph Curry is always he's the guy he's the guy in the league. He's the guy on the team. He has nothing else to prove to anybody. And he's gonna continue to get better. He's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable athlete.
Yeah, it's incredible, and the fact that he played a lot of the season coming off the bench, just to work in different kinds of rotations.
Yeah.
And it helped because Jordan Poole was then playoff ready, right?
Yeah.
And it was a great coaching job by Steve Kerr, starting with Otto Porter, and I was like, why when Kevon Looney's been great? And I was like, well, clearly what he wanted to do was have a bunch of small guys, make the Celtics chase them around because they've played two 7-game series.
Exactly.
They had no legs
Yeah.
by the last quarter of the last game.
Amazing.
They were I was like, wow, man, that's why Steve Kerr has 10 rings.
Yeah.
He has 10 rings.
The guy just knows how to manage his time.
Yeah.
Like he's a solid game manager, and he's just a decent human being.
Well, and that's the thing is players like him.
They like it. Like
They don't want
wanna
to leave
play
his
for him.
team,
Yeah.
except for KD.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, KD wasn't. He's not one of the boys though.
Yeah.
Like I can see how Steve Kerr can still have like Draymond, Klay, and Steph in the group chat, but not have one with KD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see that.
I remember people making a big deal like when he started coaching the team. Were like, what do you mean he plays music during practices? Now every NBA team plays music because who
Of
cares?
course, this fucking.
They're pros. They can.
But make it fun. You already hate
Yeah.
yourself. You don't want to be there. You
It's
wanna
the worst part of the
relax.
job. It's the
Yeah.
absolute worst part of the job.
You want to like take therapy day, like chill, see your family. You don't want to
Yeah.
be stuck at the arena for like at the whatever they call it. I guess arena.
Yeah.
It's arena in basketball.
Well, because it's usually the same location as a hockey.
I know,
thing.
but do they call it an arena
Yeah.
in basketball? Yeah.
Yeah, like Chase Center is the center, but I guess, yeah. Before that, it used to be Oracle Arena.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah.
It's similar. Like it's like Bell Center. Could have been Bell Arena. Like, although it sounds like ballerina.
yeah. Maybe that's what they're
Maybe
like.
that's why.
Bell Arena. Then they post it. They pay for all the marketing. Then they just see Bell Arena. They're like, fuck it, we got to change it. Bell Center it is.
Can't be done.
Bell Center it is.
And another way that they're cocky is in the locker room after the win. Apparently, they're all in the locker room chanting, "Fuck you, Draymond," because the Boston fans were
Yeah,
chanting
that's
that.
another thing too. Like he's really sensitive because fuck you,
Yeah.
Draymond's like it's okay.
Yeah,
I think that's okay.
but I like them owning it. I like them going to the locker room, the whole team joining in the chant to basically make fun of the Boston Celtics fans
Of
because
course, and they deserve it. 'Cause
yeah,
they're assholes.
they are. Like it's
Yeah.
in their defense, that's the nicest thing they've ever said to anybody.
But it's also okay.
yeah,
fuck you, Draymond. Like, that's the minimum you should be saying to the best player on the team.
Yeah.
To one of the stars.
And like
it's the minimum. Like, if you say, hey, Draymond, fuck your mom, then that's, no family, none of that stuff. But when you're going, fuck you, like, fuck you.
And he was
you.
excellent in the last game. Like,
Great.
just almost had a triple-double, controlled the offense. He actually hit shots for the first time all playoffs. I love that the second Alex Hinton put in our chat that Draymond Green was finished. He played the 2 best games he did all season and helped win the championship.
That's Alex's luck, though.
That's his curse.
Alex is like the mush, man. He has these takes sometimes, and on a dime he can be completely wrong.
Yeah,
on a dime.
Well, it's because
weird.
The things that Draymond does is so important to their offense, but he's not the one who does the scoring. He sets up. He's like the quarterback of the offense, right? Like, and that's why Steph Curry, who's the ball handler, who's the point guard, still scores as many points as he does because he needs somebody else to get him the ball, right? Yeah. And that's the thing that Draymond does well. He's a great distributor, the smartest player, probably the best help defender in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Especially at that size. Like a lot of guys, they're closer to 7 feet. He's 6'9", sometimes playing center. Like it's impressive what they ask him to do.
He's a fucking monster.
Absolutely. So what do you? A lot of the narratives been about how the Celtics failed. I like to start with the winners because I think it's important to celebrate. But
especially for what they've done. Yeah.
What does this mean for the Celtics? Because they were probably the best overall roster in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean,
couldn't get it done at all.
When your main guy doesn't show up at all.
Well, he's the first player ever to have 100 turnovers in the playoffs.
I love the Kobe memes about him. It's unbelievable.
Well, he brought it on himself. Like he didn't have to keep mentioning that he was wearing Kobe stuff
all
the time, and all the talks about Kobe. Like, yeah, grieve how you want to, but it's gonna just apply more pressure onto you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's cool that you guys had that friendship, and you actually had the chance to learn under him before he passed away. That's amazing.
Yeah,
but you're gonna make yourself a target by going to the well all the time.
Yeah. He's fucking. But anyway, he just choked. And even just a little bit more, I think would have helped a lot because they just knew he wasn't a factor anymore. They made him a non-factor.
It's more the defense made him a non-factor,
exactly.
but like find another way. And like the thing is that his shooting percentage on layups was worse than Steph from 3, and Steph went 0 for 9 in one game. He had 100, first player ever to have 100 turnovers in the playoffs, Jason Tatum. And that includes Jaylen Brown, who can't dribble basketball.
Who dribbles like Stanley.
Also, by the way, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year for being this great perimeter defender, couldn't stop Steph Curry from shooting.
That's crazy.
Because he's good, but there's only so much you can do with a perimeter shot.
The Golden State Warriors are like the Tampa Bay Lightning. The reason why they're so good is they just make the best adjustments.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
And Tampa, they take that big loss. Eagle, there's that last point of the NBA talk. We'll bring it back. Terry gave me an excellent segue, so I took it. So just so you know, we'll get back to that last point in a second. But for the meantime, all I kept hearing after Tampa loses 7-0 to the Avs, right, is it's over. But in a 7-game series, a game is just a game. It doesn't mean anything if you lose 1-0 or 7. Tampa comes back to win. Are they the living Undertaker gif? Because they just don't go away, man. Like.
Yeah, fuck you. Why not? Because it's not that they don't go away. Because the way I see it, the way I'm hesitating on this because I never doubted them. Like the Undertaker, he's supposedly dead. Like dead means there's nothing. There's 0 left. Finished. Kaput. All that shit. So to me,
weirdly, like the only wrestler from that era who's still alive.
So Lightning, I think they're more like Mankind.
Fair.
Where you just like even if you throw him off the cage, he's just gonna be like, beep,
he's
right back up.
He's always got a sock.
Yeah. So Lightning are like Mankind.
Fair.
Where it seems like the Toronto Maple Leafs are. No.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are more like
Paul Bear
or Barry Horowitz. They're there to lose in the first round. Yeah. So the thing is, with regards to like the Lightning, is that the doubt I had was that the people can talk about the bubble all they want, but it wasn't easy to be away from family, to basically have nothing to do but hockey and then go home and not understand. At the time it was happening, we didn't understand as much as we do about COVID. There wasn't vaccines yet. Hope was not yet quote unquote on the horizon, right? And so they didn't know if they're risking their lives to keep doing what they love and all of that. And then the next season is the off season is shortened, and they win a championship.
Yeah.
And they do this weird thing with like playing with the salary cap and all that. Yeah. And then this season, here we are again. And I would imagine like you got to be tired. Like look at what the Heat and Lakers look like at the end, where one of those teams missed one playoff round, another one of them missed 2 playoff rounds, and those body like Jimmy Butler doesn't look like he'll ever recover. Like, but he's always kind of limping now.
Every year with the Lightning, it's that I think they always have something to prove. Mm-hmm. Like the first time was they had gotten bounced from the first round the year before from Columbus, so they had to prove them wrong, right? So then they do that, they win, cool. The next year is like, okay, can they repeat? And are they going to do it without Kucherov? But then Kucherov's suddenly there, and then it's okay. They cheated, right? So they're playing with that. Like,
which, by the way, the Canadians cheated the same way
this year.
No, but even last year when they faced off in that final,
there were a couple million where Kucherov was like, that was like 9 million.
Okay, but like so, like at some point, like it's still embezzlement. It's just different people embezzle more money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, I never hated on them for doing it. They took advantage of a rule that they voted against. So they took advantage of the rule, fine. And now this year, it's like, can they do the 3-peat? But it's not only that. It's that you have all the guys. You have Stamkos. You have Corey Perry. You have Pat Maroon, who's going to win his 4th Stanley Cup if they do, in a row with 2 different teams. Corey Perry, this is his 3rd Stanley Cup final in a row. If he loses, it's the 3rd one.
3 different teams.
Speaking of Undertaker memes, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Corey Perry, big time.
That dude does not die.
Then you have Steven Stamkos. All these guys, Alex Killorn. So the core of those guys, even Hedman, they're getting over 30 years old now.
Yeah.
So they know that this is the last run that they have. They're not going to be able to. A lot of them are going to get more money and all that shit. So this is like the team that they have. Yeah. And John Cooper feels the same way. And that's what I like about this team. It's like they're just like they always have something to fight for.
John Cooper, by the way, never coach of the year. It's like Eric Spoelstra kind of thing. Like
yeah, it's kind of like he doesn't.
But if it's 3 cups in a row, like the fact that he's been to 3 finals in a row, like either
I don't even know who won it this year.
It was.
It was the guy from New York, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. I always forget his name.
But I mean, okay, let's play devil advocate to your point, Pease. If you have a team that basically wins regardless of who coaches them, is the coach really making the difference?
But then why do we even give coach of the year if the position doesn't matter?
It does.
So
matter.
Either the position matters or it doesn't matter.
No,
New York wasn't
if
first
you have
place.
if you have a team of nobodies and you perform to the same level as a high.
But then you're not coach of the year. Then you're the coach who most exceeds expectations.
Yes.
So because like
I
you don't give salesman of the year to the 4th best salesman because he slightly was better than he was expected to be.
No. It's like the most valuable player to your team, right? That's the MVP. So if you remove this player, does the team do equal or better? Right?
Yeah. So you think John Cooper doesn't matter?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that he doesn't do enough.
Put Peter DeBoer on Tampa and they don't make playoffs.
He doesn't do enough.
I understand, but it doesn't. but that makes Peter DeBoer a bad coach. It doesn't make Cooper a bad
because
coach.
he doesn't have streaks. They don't have any of those. Like when they go on road, they don't really dominate on the road that much. So he doesn't get all of the he doesn't hit all the check marks.
But at some point, like
to get to the end of the season.
But repeated success, and I know it's a regular season award, but like the fact that he's gotten his team in position.
But his team was never first place going into the playoffs, and they don't consider the playoffs. Which is another reason why I don't understand why they don't have these awards right before the playoffs.
Well, I guess, yeah. Why do you wait?
Why do you wait so long? Why do you wait until Game 3 of the Stanley Cup final?
The NBA started leaking it, like releasing them through the playoffs, which I found weird, but kind of interesting.
When are they actually voted on, though?
That's what I'm saying too.
If they're voted on pre-playoffs, that makes sense, and it's only announced later. But
yeah, I mean that's another thing.
It's just a regular season.
But
award.
if you have everything, why just announce it right away? Do the award show in between, like delay the playoffs a week,
keep
maybe.
themselves important in June.
But why
the finals are already in June?
But why do
it's
it?
Literally the time you're most important.
In between 2 games in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
they did it on a fucking Wednesday, on a Tuesday.
I find
in between 2 games. Why?
We say this all the time. Baseball and hockey, they shoot themselves in the foot with their promo all the time.
I don't understand.
Because the NBA and the NFL would never make that
Somebody
mistake.
needs to explain it to me because there must be something that I'm not understanding. It's the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Game 3 of the Stanley Cup final and they're playing the awards. And half of the guys are nominated. What do you think they're thinking about?
Yeah.
You think they give a fuck about your award right now?
No.
You think Cale Makar's looking at, I'm going to win the Norris Trophy, which I don't think he should have won. Who the fucking idiots, the 3 guys that voted Roman Josi for a 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
it was fourth place in the Norris. It would be beyond me. He had more first place votes than Cale Makar. Cale Makar somehow won the Norris Trophy, but he had a great season. But Roman Yossi's season was crazy, and he doesn't have the All-Star lineup that Cale Makar has. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my rant.
But it's like here's the other thing. But here's the other thing.
Are dumb as shit.
But both things is like you're punishing Makar for the talent around him. It's not his fault. His team is more talented.
And he's also a huge reason why.
Yeah.
Like a major
So like,
reason.
I mean, like, okay, like if
No, but like
it's not
he
to me.
didn't have
To me,
more-
it's not shocking. He's the
he
order.
didn't have more points. Roman Yossi had more points.
Yeah.
Roman Yossi had a better plus minus.
But it's not insane to say Cale Makar was.
It's
the
not
best defender.
insane.
But
it's
not.
how did he get? How
Yeah.
did Roman Yossi, who had more points than the winner,
Yeah.
have 4 third place votes and 3 fourth place votes?
Yeah.
That's the part.
That's in past seasons. I know in the NBA at one point they tried to let the players vote, and
Yeah.
that was a disaster.
Yeah,
Because players just vote for their friends.
yeah. You're not
It
also not
becomes
gonna,
high school.
also Habs players aren't going to vote for Leafs guys. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Well, but also that already happens with the media. That like
Yeah.
because you have to interview your guy and you want access, you're not gonna not give him first place votes. Like there's nobody in Colorado not giving Makar first place votes, right?
I understand that, but who gave Roman Yossi 3 fourth place votes?
My guess would be the Colorado reporters because they
He still
wanted their
ended
guy
up-
to win.
He still ended up having more first place votes
Yeah.
and he didn't win, which is crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah. So like, what did you feel about like my thing when I saw people reacting on Twitter to like the blowout was like, okay, but in the end you're down to nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if you lost 7-0 or 1-0.
Exactly, yeah.
Because the next game,
the
the
result-
score restarts.
No, what they were freaking out, what most people were freaking out about is how John Cooper didn't pull Vasilevsky. There's no reason to keep him in there. Injuries, like Mitchie Gallo, friend of the show, he was saying how he...
The injury concern is a real thing.
I understand
They
that.
might have a rapport that Vasilevsky doesn't want to get pulled.
It might be that.
But
Because
someone you have you talk with your dude and say, we need you to not be hurt. We
Yeah.
need you. Actually, why don't you come out, get some rest so you're fresher for next game?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's always that, but there's also, like, what's going to happen? He
Yeah.
he doesn't make
I don't think
lot
it's a Patrick Mario Tremblay thing.
I don't think it was
in his
anything
defense.
close to that, yeah.
Well, nothing's ever been
But that's
bad.
what Alex made that reference on Twitter.
It's
He
not
made,
the same
he made
thing.
that comparison on Twitter, and I didn't
One
I
could
didn't
tell.
disagree with it, but I was like, I was there that game.
Yeah.
Patrick Wall's last game. I was
I
there.
saw it on TV, but yeah.
Yeah, and it was
You knew Patrick Roy wanted out of that game.
Yeah.
I don't think Vasilevsky wanted out of the game.
No,
That's
I
the
think
key difference.
he wanted to be there for the guys
Yeah.
because he knows he let them down and he wants to give. Yeah, anyway, whatever they decided, but I think that was the more of the controversial take in
Yeah.
that game.
For sure. There's also some scenario that's been actually. Well, let's do the fun stuff first.
Yeah.
The other basketball story that broke is that Kyrie Irving and the Nets are at an impasse. And
Why? Because they don't want to pay him half the salary to play 1/3 of the games.
Because so it's tough because no one's giving up the goods necessarily. But if you read through the lines of reporting, it's that they want a guarantee of how much he's going to play, and he
Yeah.
doesn't want to give any guarantees because.
Pick and choose your games. Right?
Well, here's the thing: is he was told
They're
the way he was recruited to Brooklyn was that he was going to get to call the shots because he's a superstar and it's a league
call the
where
shots in terms of like
everything,
really?
everything, like not just him, like him, KD, the ownership,
Okay.
like it was a team, right?
Okay.
And so the thing is that parts of that team, the ownership group, the general manager, feel betrayed that he's taken advantage of that. He feels as though, well, this is the thing I signed up for. You guys knew that I was going to be part of the decision-making process. And there's good parts of that too. Like he came in and he started holding his own practices after practice to make sure guys' conditioning was up to par, to have more bonding with the players. Like so, there's the good stuff of Kyrie also never gets reported.
Of
to be
course,
fair. Because he's a hateable person. Like
it's not clickbait.
It's fun to make fun of Kyrie. Let's not pretend.
It is
you know?
pretty fun.
We have fun doing
Yeah,
it,
of
so
course,
we get
yeah.
it.
He's also a fantastic player.
Yeah, well, he's probably the most skilled ball handler I've ever seen. Him
Okay.
and Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
White chocolate.
well, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure. I'll put it up there.
He went viral this week.
Yeah, I know with the elbow pass.
Yeah, I was like, this is I don't know. I love it. Sometimes I just Google his name and I'll watch his highlights.
J-Will, man, he's so fun.
He's
to watch.
literally the only him and Reggie Miller, the only two guys that I watch their highlights.
Yeah.
On YouTube sometimes.
I
It's
saw
crazy.
some bad Reggie Miller highlights of when they tried to injure Kobe, and then
Yeah.
Shaq fouled out, and then he came back to destroy the Pacers. And I was like, oh, Terry must have hated this.
Oh man, it was bad. That was the year. That was the
Yeah.
finals. That was the 1 year they
It
made
destroyed
the finals.
the blueprint. It was
That
done.
was the Pacers were a good team that year, man. Whoa, were they fucking
Yeah,
good?
I just Kobe was not missing a shot the rest of the way.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Shaq got taken out.
yeah.
But so like What do you think happens with Kyrie? I'll give you. Where do you think he plays? You can say Brooklyn also, but where do you think he plays? And do you think he stays? Like, so, if the answer is Brooklyn, does he stay with Brooklyn
I think the fact
until through the season?
I think that the reason that James Harden's not there is a big reason why Kyrie is even considering staying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I think that he just didn't want to be with him anymore. And I think that's what created the distance. And for a good reason. Look what he did in Philadelphia. He did absolutely nothing. Like, that guy is completely cooked for the rest of it. Like, they change a rule. They change a rule, and all of a sudden he can't.
Well,
shoot
it's also
anymore.
like he's not the player who's taken the best care of his body,
Yeah, that's
and so players like that fade faster.
yeah.
Kyle Lowry, for example, if you look at him this season, what is happening, Eagle?
Eagles what?
Is this
We
a new
can't hear you,
segment?
Eagle.
Is this a new segment?
It
Dragons with Eagle?
scared the shit out of
So
me.
since
Eagle.
the people at home couldn't hear that, Eagle, can you describe what that was?
I launched something and I muted the stream to make sure they didn't hear it, but I forgot you guys would hear
It was terrifying.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This is what Eagle does. He watches Pokemon porn
Yeah, at all times.
at all times. What were we saying? Kyrie,
I was saying, so
James Harden.
what do you think? Do you think he plays in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Or where do you think he goes? And if it is Brooklyn, does he stay there for the entire season?
Well, there's the doubt now that LeBron might be leaving LA too. I mean, that's a rumor, and I'm like, I don't think he will. There's no reason for
Why-
him to go
like-
anywhere else. Why?
So for LeBron has another year
Yeah.
on contract. I don't think he's going to leave LA either way
When is his son eligible for the draft?
next year.
Okay, so there you go. So he's
Yeah.
gonna play 1 year in LA, and then depending on where his son gets drafted, if he gets drafted,
Yeah,
I doubt he'll get drafted.
he'll get drafted, just not first round. I think someone will reach though to try and get
Just
the
to get the
LeBron
money,
sales.
yeah.
Like Sacramento might reach
Yeah.
because if we can sell
Why
a-
not? Yeah.
a year of LeBron jerseys, why not?
With the trade they just made, I mean, look,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
don't
cool.
think they'll be good, but yeah,
Don't talk about Doma like that, man.
they're fine. They're
Still
fine.
hurts me.
But
He's got great hair.
yeah.
And I always forget that his father is I'm always forgetting his first name now. Sabonis.
Yeah.
But what's the first name? His father's first name. And I remember him in the NBA games they used to play. They used to scream his name.
Jerry.
No.
No.
It's
Alan.
like a super
Arvydas.
Latvian name. Arvydas Sabonis.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was close.
I was like, and I didn't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah.
So I was like, we already did the Italian thing
I
at
was
the
like,
beginning of the show.
Hito.
No.
Hito Turkoglu.
And he was an A. I just didn't remember. I
It
didn't remember.
is Hito Turkoglu
Arturo
Sabonis.
Arturo.
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, no, it's
Ricky Rubio.
like the thing is, I don't think he makes it to the trade deadline. I don't think he goes anywhere before the season. Although
LeBron?
No, I'm saying Kyrie.
Oh, okay, yeah. That
I
makes
think
sense. Yeah.
I think because now, okay, interestingly, a couple of contracts they go from the worst contracts in the NBA to very valuable.
What if they trade Philly? They swap Harden and Kyrie with a couple picks, and Harden ends up with
Back to
KD
Brooklyn?
in Brooklyn. What a shit show that would be, man! And it's very, very possible.
That's a huge downgrade for Brooklyn because when Kyrie plays, he's amazing.
I know, but just send everything back.
Yeah. One of the things that's interesting
Where's
to me
Kyrie
is
from? Where's he from? Is he from Philadelphia? I feel like he's
I
a Philly
don't
guy.
remember offhand. I know he played at Duke, but
That doesn't mean anything.
Are you gonna maybe look something up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Kyrie from? Kyrie, where's he born? What's his native
I
city?
don't remember.
Anyway, I feel like he's a Philadelphia kid.
Irvine, California.
Oh,
California, yeah, it's California.
way off.
Yeah.
No, not really. Melbourne, Australia, technically.
Oh yes, that's true. He was
Oh
born in
yeah, but
Australia.
he grew up. He
He
grew
grew
up
up
in LA. No, but the thing is,
You said Irvine or Irving?
Irving.
Irving.
Like with a G?
Kyrie Irving.
No. But you said he's from where in
Oh.
California?
I made that up because it rhymed. He's from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Anyway, the thing is that interestingly, Westbrook and John Wall, who are both owed upwards of $45 million,
Yeah.
they become valuable contracts
Oh, it's a good
to
point.
bad teams
It's a good point.
because you can now trade that
Technically, He grew up
contract.
in Jersey. Technically.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I knew he was an East Coast guy.
Yeah. My bad.
Philly, Jersey, right next to each other.
That's true. Basically same.
Went to a bachelor party at Atlantic City.
Same.
30-minute drive to Philadelphia to get some Pats and Genos.
Nice. You have to get both. You have to get both.
You have to get both.
Yeah, and then feel gross.
And I like Pats better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Too much cheese.
Well, they
on
are the
the-
original.
Yeah, but too much cheese on the Genos.
Yeah.
And apparently they're like not even the two best in the city. Like
No, I
there's
know.
some
Just
old-
but they're the ones.
yeah, there's some really old school ones that are really good that I want to go to.
Yeah.
Hoagies. They have
Yeah.
a weird accent, Philadelphia.
They really do.
I think we spoke about this a year
We
ago. They have a very fucking weird accent.
So, I wonder if like LA is able to figure out a 3-way trade that brings them Kyrie, or I don't see Houston doing it because Houston's so.
Yeah, this is the part of basketball I hate right here. Like Kyrie's gonna play with AD and LeBron.
They might, yeah.
Hey, Russell Westbrook might be available.
Well,
Oh
no,
my
he is
God.
because
He
again,
is, yeah.
the expiring contract means that next year a team has a whole bunch of cap space.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you're not locked up to somebody for 6 years. You're
Exactly.
only locked up for a year, and then it frees you to go get free agents basically.
Fucking basketball.
I mean,
man.
it'd be cool.
Such a
Also,
stupid
No, no.
sport.
get the best players. I want to see the best play at all times.
I do.
And
I
that's what
don't.
we
I
got.
don't want them to be on 3 teams.
Why not? Who
'Cause
cares
I
about the other teams?
Because I want to be able to tune in.
I get
to
to
a
watch
random game and watch some good
Terry,
basketball.
It means that I only need to watch 10 teams. You know how many teams?
No, it doesn't.
You know how hard it is to cover hockey?
What's the point of having an 80-game season when you know these are the 4 contenders and fuck everyone else?
Yeah.
I would say this season wasn't that.
No, I mean no. There was like
There was
like Miami
4 to 8
yeah.
front runners.
Yeah,
let's say.
yeah, I get. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I think that ever since the Bucks started becoming who they are,
Yeah.
that the league kind of started spreading out a bit more thin, which is good. But it won't.
Well,
last.
if you don't want that, get rid of the maximum contracts and let players make what they
As
want
much
to
money
make.
as they want to make.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
at some point, you'll stop spending money.
Yeah, that's true.
You
It's
know.
a very good point. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to like if I'm flipping through and I see Sacramento versus fucking can't think of another fucking team.
Indiana?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota.
I'm
okay?
not watching it.
I will never insult Indiana.
I'm not watching that. That
Exactly.
sounds like shit.
But if I'm flipping through and I see the Columbus Blue Jackets against the Calgary Flames, I'm watching that. If I see the Blue Jackets against the
I'm
Arizona
probably still not
Coyotes,
watching that.
I'm watching that. If I see the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates against the Kansas City Royals, I'm watching that.
I'm probably not watching.
I'm not
that.
watching,
I'm not watching the Pirates.
any
The
two
Pirates are not
random
watchable.
teams. If I see Sunderland versus West Ham, I'm watching.
I disagree with you on the baseball thing. I think baseball, there's like 2 teams. There's not even teams worth watching. There's players worth watching.
Exactly, but there's also the thing about baseball is that you can put it on and
Fall asleep.
not fall. I mean, yeah, there's baseball naps are good naps.
Because you said the Pirates.
Yeah, Pirate. That's what I'm saying. I just chose the Pirates because they're awful to watch.
No, you're
but-
watching the Pirates for a comedy of errors.
But it-
Yeah,
thing
It's
is-
over under 4.
But just so like unpredictable doesn't mean quality.
Uh,
Because you can have
okay, that's a
bad
good point.
games that are not predictable.
I understand that, but
You-
that's
you
what
know what
I
I mean?
like. But if
I'd rather like to me like the thing that I love watching with the NBA is at some point, mind you, unless it's Jaylen Brown dribbling the basketball, you're usually watching the most skilled player, especially when you get to the second round of the playoffs.
Sure.
You're watching the top end of skill
Sure.
in the sport.
I
right?
understand that, I can get that, but you're not watching it in a game with a West Ham and Sunderland, but that's a fucking competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where Minnesota
It's-
versus Sacramento is not, but now that they have Doma, maybe it will be.
Yeah, and I think your hopes are too high.
I'm gonna get a Sacramento.
They also
Kings.
traded Halliburton for no reason.
I'm gonna get a Kings Doma jersey.
Yeah. This is a team that very recently was run by somebody who made up the resume
Yeah.
and then embezzled a bunch of money
Yeah.
to the team.
Makes sense.
I love the Kings, man.
That's why they'll be successful.
I love the
If you're not
Kings.
cheating,
No,
you're not
that's why.
trying.
No, but he cheated the team.
Yeah, I know. That's why they'll be successful. They're gonna win in spite of him,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna come out a genius.
The Hockey Canada is dealing with some stuff, and
I'm not too familiar with this. I'm sorry. I was listening to TSN just now, and I caught a bit of it.
yeah,
I'm not too familiar with this.
I'll bring up just the main talking points now. It has to do with sexual abuse within like the program, within the program.
Hockey Canada.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like specific to a team. It just
In
that
general.
exists throughout the program.
Okay.
And just to be clear, Hockey Canada is the one that runs which programs? Because like there's the Quebec Major Junior. Is that technically Hockey Canada? The
Hockey
OHL
Canada
is that
runs-
technically Hockey Canada?
Hockey Canada runs anything that is associated to like the CHL. They're the like the governing body of the CHL, which includes the Q, the W, and the O.
They run the.
They
Olympic
also run the
teams,
Olympic team. They run the World Junior team.
the Paralympic team too. I'd imagine.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Ringette.
The Telus
Yeah, I
Cup,
assume.
Centennial Cup, under 17 World Championships.
All
is
that
them
stuff.
as
So
well.
literally, if you're playing hockey in Canada,
It's
you're
that
playing
basically,
under
yeah.
Hockey Canada.
If you're good and
Yeah.
you play hockey in Canada, you'll be playing under
It's
Hockey Canada.
they basically like they handle the gap between, let's say, the top of the
You
they're
need-
the low end professional and top end amateur.
You need them.
leagues.
They're like
Yeah.
they're like USADA for drug testing. You know,
Yeah.
you need them to. You need to set regulations.
So
So I'm asking those questions because this is now going to be a big fucking deal.
yeah. So there's 2 things that I want to mention. First of which is this is MP John Nader. What he said MP of Alberta, I believe, who said in the last 4 years, no one has been held accountable with regards to Hockey Canada's hearing. It was during the hearing for Hockey Canada's sexual abuse case. And then today, literally as we're working on the script, Duke shared the article with us. Graphite Duke sent the article that the federal government is going to be suspending federal finances.
Oh, amazing.
To Hockey Canada.
It sucks, but amazing.
It just the thing that sucks is that by cutting the funding, you're penalizing the players who also got penalized by not being protected.
Because what do you think the guys at the top are going to do?
Exactly.
They're going to cut from the bottom.
Exactly. That's always
they're going to cut the U17. They're going to maybe go lower on the Telus Cup. They're going to do all the little shit that people might not notice.
Yeah.
Like at face value. But behind, they're going to see like, okay, they're cutting here, so they don't have to cut themselves. But also, this is just going to force them to do something.
Yeah.
And then the funding's going to come. But they have to do something about this.
They have to. And the thing is, they need to hold specific individuals responsible as well.
So what it is, allegations of sexual assault in general.
Yeah. Well, there's specific one, but I don't have the list of them.
Yeah, okay.
But it's there's more than one essentially.
Okay, and it's all towards like that's what I'm saying in general. It's not towards one person. It's not like that gymnast coach guy from the States.
Yeah, no. It's several allegations throughout the program.
What's that guy's name? Nader?
Put me on the spot. No, that's the
no,
MP.
no. But I feel like his name is Ralph Nader, or is that a politician?
No, that's a politician also. You're just thinking politicians.
It's just American politics.
Abraham Lincoln, or
what is it?
Lincoln Abrahams?
Is it Benjamin Franklin?
Not a politician.
Oh no, it's Brian Mulrooney.
Yeah, that's the one.
You're thinking Ben Mulrooney.
Ben Mulrooney's his son.
John Mulaney?
Brian Mulrooney is the father who was the Prime Minister of Canada before Jacques Chrétien, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Technically, you forgot Adrian Clarkson.
Yes.
I would never have ever guessed that Adrian Clarkson.
I would have guessed Kelly Clarkson first.
It's that woman, right, that took over for a day or something?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Wasn't a day. It was
I would never
that,
guess her
yeah.
name, but I would never guess her name. I just know that happened.
Yeah.
And we have a doofus now, so we've progressed.
Yeah, there we are.
We've progressed.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been the guy who runs E-Talk Daily. Instead,
Ben.
we get the teacher. Yeah.
Ben Mulrooney.
Yeah.
Get it? Because they're both former sons of former prime ministers.
Well, that's what it takes, right?
Get it?
But at least, listen, Justin Trudeau's got great hair, but I was gonna say Ben Mulrooney's hair is like.
I mean, they're both pretty good. That's one area that Canada's not lacking.
One of them was a history major. The other one was a drama major. Somehow we're talking about them running an entire country.
Yeah. That's what it takes. My dad was boss. But
I was a history major.
So was I. Hey, we're qualified to run the country.
Yeah, exactly. And to be on E-Talk Daily, apparently.
So that's my worry is that it just victimizes the people who were already the victims in the first place. When the Sheldon County thing happened, I was like in that age where I was a little bit older than you, so like I was like in that age where like I'm like starting to become a guy, like a man, like I'm between like not adolescent, let's say, like I remember like
I was aware of it because I was around hockey guys, so it was always like,
but it was
always
more
like
than
a thing that guys.
For me, it was more than being aware of. It was like I really it's where I started to understand the idea of what sexual abuse was, and like I remember being horrified by it, and I was like, okay, well, the good thing is, as a kid, I'm saying it's like the good thing is at least it'll never happen again, because like you're putting all this attention on it
from that guy.
But that's it. Like it didn't stop it systemically. It stopped a guy, and it needs to get better. Like we can't just say we're protecting people. We need to actually protect people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too that like I said, mentioned TSN, Andy Bennett, who she's back on TSN. I'm very happy about that. She's fantastic. So she was talking. She's like, I'm more insulted as a woman because every time somebody, like, there's an investigation launched or whatever, something like this happened, they're always like, well, we don't want to ruin the future of the young man or the young person who made the crime or who did the offense or whatever
like
it is.
The famously the lacrosse player who assaulted someone on campus in broad daylight.
Oh, he was a swimmer. He was a
what is it?
A swimmer. Yeah.
I just assumed lacrosse for some
D1
reason.
swimmer, and we don't want to ruin his career. What did he do? Anyway. He wasn't even like a good swimmer. That was the worst part.
But either way,
like they showed like he never won. A
there's no careers in swimming.
Yeah.
B,
there's like two of them and they're already gone.
Yeah.
Like they're already taken.
B, who gives a shit because he committed a crime.
So
fuck,
I forgot where I was going with it.
You were saying she was saying that they always don't want to ruin the career.
Yeah, exactly. So and she's like, well, what about the people that might be hurt again? Or what about the people that were already hurt? So you don't care about them. You only care about the ones that are in your circle. And that's what it comes down to. Everybody's within their own circle, and nobody's held accountable because they all try to put it under the rug, and this is what's happening. But as soon as you can't stuff everything under a rug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it becomes an issue.
Like I used to shove so many cum socks under my rug. You used to see the pile.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to see it.
Yeah. And then it becomes crunchy when you step on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got to use it again. Yeah. Then you move.
It
decays through the wood.
It's like, well, it's not my problem anymore.
Yeah. Yours, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see, of course, what comes of it. Hopefully it's more than just surface wounds, and hopefully we can actually deal with this, because this is something that affects our country, not just sports, and it affects people's lives.
Yeah.
Eagle, I think it's time for rapid fire.
Yes, indeed it is. We have 6 of them for today, boys. We're gonna start with the first one here. Playing with heart. Kenan Thompson presented the Hart Trophy to Austin Matthews, but needed to do so with a little tongue-in-cheek as part of the whole process when he gave it.
Congratulations, man. Good job, guys. Good job. Nice. That's our show, everybody. Congrats to Austin Matthews. It's nice to see the Leafs winning something in June. Congratulations.
That's good. You know what I like? You know why I like that they put Kenan Thompson? He was on Mighty Ducks.
I was gonna say,
and that's the best hockey movie of all time.
I would say best sports movie, because you know me, I don't like sports movies.
It's up there.
So
it's definitely up there.
I will say this: you could talk as much shit about Kenan Thompson being like mean and taking unnecessary shots at the Maple Leafs. Tell you what, those Mighty Ducks have won more than the Maple Leafs have done since then.
And does Austin Matthews have a knuckle puck?
I don't think so.
I don't fucking think so. Also, he also has zero hairline. Just get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Is he having the youngest midlife crisis of all time?
I think that he grows the mustache to deflect attention from his bald head, but I think he keeps the bald head because it's become him now.
Yeah,
like he's just like, I don't give a shit. I actually like Austin Matthews a lot.
I never thought that the height of athletic ability in hockey would look like David Cross.
Yeah, and he's not a big and he's not a big dude either, but he's quick. He's got he's powerful when he takes his slap shots.
He was phenomenal.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, I feel like if Austin Matthews dyed his hair blonde, he'd look a lot like Joe Exotic.
Yeah,
it's a very good point.
I can see it.
Joe Exotic. Yeah, for sure, because his hair starts here.
Yeah, right in the middle of his head.
Fucking.
And the dirt stash.
His nickname is Paco because of that mustache. People call him Paco.
Or isn't it Papi?
Paco.
Oh, okay.
I've heard.
But he's also Latin. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. He's
Latin American.
Yeah, he's like half. He's from Arizona. Yeah. Which means he's going to play in Arizona. He's not going to be a Leaf forever.
Well, because why would you stay in the cold Toronto?
The only way that Austin Matthews stays in Toronto is if they get rid of Tavares and he give him a C. It's the only way.
Well, we'll see.
Next.
Allegations overture. Apparently, because this isn't confirmed, but it's been rumored that 20 of the 24 cases of sexual misconduct filed against Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson have been settled. So there's only 4 pending cases left. So Terry, tell me, if you are completely innocent and you want to clear your name, the best way to do so is to pay off these women that are accusing you of it, right?
The best way to do so is to talk to the team that wants to sign you and say, hey, listen, I'm going to get rid of all these cases. I just need all the money right now.
Yeah. That's why I need it guaranteed.
Yeah, so guarantee me that shit and all hush money.
That seems to be more and more.
And we'll go on with our lives right here.
I will say this. So, of course, the internet is a terrible place, and the comment section is the worst part of the internet.
Or best.
No. Specifically when it comes to women, it's the worst.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And so, of course,
also best because you can see who the assholes are.
Yeah,
you can kind of like, okay, you over there,
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you're a piece of shit.
It's good. I think the internet's great for that reason. That it exposes all the people, like all these athletes that screenshot, like fighters.
Yeah,
they get like awful DMs about how they
lost.
Well,
Naseem Kadri, for example, that we saw earlier in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. But people are like, oh, I lost $50 on you, bro. You're a loser. Okay, whatever.
I'm dying of fire.
All these people getting exposed.
Bro, it's $50.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
No, the thing is, a lot of the comments were like, see, they were just after a payday. I was like, well, no. Let's look at what actually happened. Is the DA decided they didn't have enough evidence to move forward for criminal charges, so the best they can do in a civil case is get a payment. So now they're saving themselves having to pay legal fees and getting the payment that they're going to get from going to court.
So they're saving the legal fees,
the time, the headache,
the stress, the in the media, all that stuff.
So like, you know what? Credit to the 4 women. Like they'll eventually there's been enough money in here that they're going to. Without looming threat of a criminal case, there's no reason for them not to sign not to take a payment,
Yeah.
unless someone really says, you know what, fuck you.
You save yourself a lot of stress.
Say,
a lot of
I'll
time.
take a $1 payment, but you have to admit you were guilty. Like if someone is that,
Unless there's one girl that just says
there is one apparently in the group that doesn't care about the. She says
Good for
she
her.
doesn't want any like. To her, she didn't even want a settlement. Just obviously, the lawyer will always push for a settlement.
Yeah.
But she's like, no. I want an apology. It was her thing. So we'll see. We'll see if we get there. I think it won't get to that.
Oh
point.
no, she's gonna get an apology. Like he's gonna say
Never.
something like,
I'm
to those
sorry
who-
you
to-
were hurt.
to those women.
I'm sorry you think you were hurt.
Exactly, to those women.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sorry what you thought my actions were.
Yeah. I apologize if you've experienced any negative whatever impacts because of this, but whatever. He's gonna say some really corporate bullshit, and Baker Mayfield will still be a Brown, and we're not gonna know where the fuck he's gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Free Baker, man. I never thought I'd be such a Baker guy. Free Baker.
Well, just by comparison, he seems like a wonderful dude.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Grade
the
A
fact,
guy.
like the fact that he's still in that roster is just a fucking mess. It's just the height of incompetence, and well, that you're the Browns. You're the Browns being the Browns.
Exactly.
Surprise.
Exactly.
I changed the title of the next one here, Peas.
You don't have
Run-
to say that. You're the producer. You can feel free to produce the show, Eagle.
No, I did it because it's more fun to admit when you have bad titles.
No,
Run
was it,
from
you
the
never saw the
shadow-
movie Groundhog Day, bro?
Yeah. Run from the shadow next time. At the Montreal Grand Prix this past weekend,
Yeah,
Nicholas
a little over the top.
Latifi ran over a groundhog that's made its way onto the course. Viewer discretion is advised as an animal will be harmed in this video.
No, this wasn't during the race.
He's still doing the Grand Prix.
I thought it was during qualifiers.
Still doing the Grand Prix.
No, I just hit a groundhog. Fuck.
She's
Should
so
I
much-
box? I don't know about the front wing.
Yes, box. So going one shot Saints and Alonso behind.
Copy. Shit, I couldn't avoid it. It was in the braking zone.
It's fine, don't worry. Keep the brakes in temperature, don't lose them.
He feels really bad.
Well, it's a shitty feeling.
It is. I mean, because I almost died trying to not hit a squirrel the other day, and thank God the squirrel. It was two of them. One crossed, the other one followed. The second one stopped in the middle of the road, and I have a soft spot for squirrels. Like I'm a big squirrel guy.
Yeah. You love your nuts the way they do.
Love nuts.
Yeah.
Love nuts. So yeah, but Latifi, how Montreal does he sound?
Oh, the most. Yeah.
It's great, but I love it.
These are people.
Also, you're in Montreal. Get a point, just one. Lance Stroll got a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get one.
Yeah.
Don't finish last or second last, whatever he finished.
I will say,
There's no way
I
he's
know
in
there's
F1
not
next
a-
year. There's no way he's in F1
there's not
next
a season for groundhogs, but it feels like June
is
is
a
groundhog season.
year. Yeah, it is a season.
Like, but like they don't go anywhere. Like they don't migrate south for winter. Like they're always around.
No, they hibernate.
So I
I know
actually
they
do
hibernate,
know,
yeah.
I do know the story of this. So there's a large population of groundhogs on Parc Jean-Lapon every single area.
Or Montreal in general.
But specifically on that island. And so what they do is while they're setting up the track, like up to 2 to 3 weeks before, they set a ton of traps out to capture them, and then they basically move them to the other side of the island, essentially, just for race day. And they try and do, like I said, for 2 weeks, so they get as many as they can, but obviously they don't catch all of them. And then a few of them end up on the track.
I don't know if this is like
Groundhog Island.
I don't know if this is it's the time that like they're in heat or something because I see a ton of them this time of year.
it's like Groundhog Day is like the first day of spring, right? So we're still in spring. We're just seeing.
Yeah, it's true.
You know
It's true. There we go. So it all comes together. All thanks to
There
Bill
you go.
Murray.
I don't know if you know this actually, but Montreal actually has a mascot for the race.
I also haven't seen Groundhog Day.
Excellent movie.
I've seen a few
No, I've
scenes
seen
and I
Groundhog
know it's
Day.
good.
Great movie.
I know it's good. Yeah, I gotta watch it.
I watch it every year on Groundhog Day.
So Montreal actually has a mascot for the Grand Prix,
Yeah.
and it is a groundhog,
Yeah.
and its name is Vroom.
Vroom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But for some reason, everyone calls the groundhogs Gary. It's a weird thing. I don't know.
Gary, it's so weird.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but-
so it was my first time like following the F1 season. Like this season's really my first year.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched like everything leading up to Montreal, and I'm sold, man. I love it.
It's fun. I don't
I watched the race on like and not knowing who won I watched
because
it,
of
like,
the early
hours
times. I tend not to watch as much as I used to because I tend to be up later than I used to be. So
Well, I mean, sometimes the earlier ones like
yeah,
the
and
ones
then
out-
this weekend I would have
Middle
watched, but
East.
we were out of town. So
Oh, yeah, true.
I was in Eagle's car where he was driving about the same speed.
I was in
Honestly,
the,
I
I was in
was.
the arena, so I was only able to watch it like at 5 o'clock when I got home.
By the way, why did that cop not pull you over?
I don't know.
The dude was driving. I swear he thought he was on John Jarbo, man. Like
I was going
blew by a cop at 150. Cop didn't even notice. Masturbatingcop.com.
Fucking guy.
All right, allegations reprise. Details of the 2009 allegations made against Dan Snyder, the owner of the Washington Commanders, were reported to the Washington Post. Adam Schefter has since released a statement sent from the Commanders to their employees in response. It's exactly what you would expect in Schefter being a corporate shill.
I want to see this tweet.
Well, it's like several pages. I'll send it to you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
Actually, it's in our chat.
Okay.
So I'll give you a breakdown of it though.
Please.
So
Give me
like
the cliff notes.
the article specifies a whole bunch of things about this woman who was groped by Dan Snyder in the
Yes.
back of a plane,
I
and
knew
the
that, yeah.
part of the plane where it was closed off.
Yeah.
She was paid $1.6 million in a civil settlement, like we talked about.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And basically, some of the details came out in that report, in that some of the accusations were that men who had these situations of sexual impropriety were just basically, the women were told, "Well, just stay away from him instead."
Yeah.
And the women who entered consensual relationships with employees were fired for it, which is terrifying. And then, of course, this Dan Snyder's shortly after this report breaks, this statement is apparently just coincidental, talking about how they're looking forward to the future and how they took swift action to change the name, and how they
Swift action? They went an entire season and a half.
It said we realized we needed to change the name, and we made it a top priority. It's in the letter.
It took you a year and a half.
And it talked about how they have a new process for dealing with conflict and all this stuff.
We hired a girl to do something.
Exactly. We hired a minority.
What does she do again?
we hired a minority. We hired someone who we hired a woman. We hired somebody who called the insurrection a dust up. We did a lot of things in this last year.
Our coach is Hispanic.
But here's Terry, you ready to put your tinfoil hat on?
Yeah, always. It's right here.
Dan Snyder is an owner who's largely unpopular. As much as owners don't like to be teams to be taken away. What are you doing?
Putting my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, it doesn't help with the green screen though. There you go. So
More of an umbrella than a hat, you idiot.
But isn't an umbrella like a hat for the sky? No, it's not. That's not how it works.
Do you wear?
Just put it upside down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you wear a hat?
Yeah. So
probably the worst umbrella analogy I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. I had nowhere to go with it.
The hat of the sky.
So
piss.
Despite all that,
guarantee I can fill this cup if I pee. Sorry.
The major reporting that's come out of this has all come from the Washington Post, who is a respected journalistic entity. However, they were recently purchased by Jeffrey Bezos. Who has made it fairly public that he wants to not only own an NFL team, but
that specific team.
Yeah.
Hence why he will be purchasing that specific team very soon.
Yeah, as soon as he gets 24 votes to get rid of that.
And another Donald Sterling is going to happen.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not that far.
It's
close though, right?
I think his is worse.
It might actually be.
Because Sterling was just the whole Bill Burr bit, right? It's just he's an old, he lives from a farm.
Yeah. It was pretty uncomfortable.
That Louis C.K. bit, the Eagle, do you know that one? Which one? Where it's why do they always, every time there's an old white guy that's racist, they say, he was raised on a farm. What is it, the cows and the chickens racist? It's moo.
Yeah, they got in his ear.
Blacks. Jews. It's one of the funniest bits.
All right. Red, White, and J. All MLB teams have unveiled their official Independence Day July 4th merchandise and themed caps. This includes the Toronto Blue Jays with this lovely 4th of July cap. Hey, guys, last time I checked, Toronto is in
Canada.
America.
These are for...
Toronto thinks that they're in the States.
But
this is why I hate Toronto.
But I think this is just for the Blue Jay fans in Buffalo, right? It's specific to that.
Show support. I mean, we understand that.
Yeah.
But Canada Day is also just a couple days before, right?
Because there's not a Canada Day.
Maybe make a two-for sale. You know what I mean? Maybe show some support to you.
There's a maple leaf on the Blue Jays' head.
Yeah.
As part of the flag.
I mean, the marketing behind this is beyond me.
New Era. Did you not look at a globe? Did you not look at a globe?
No, but Toronto is an artificial city. Okay, it's fake.
A lot of expats live there.
It's not only that. It's that they try to be New York City.
They're not.
They've literally created boroughs. You know how we have the Plateau, Italy, Outremont. They've created them recently. The city has been established for fucking God knows shit how long.
But
they've
until
created these-
recently, there was nothing there except homes.
to give
So-
to give themselves like hipster status. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy to me how garbage that city is. First of all, their baseball stadium is the worst in the league.
Yeah, what's one of the older
It's-
ones too?
Huh? Oakland's pretty bad, but the thing, Oakland, at least it's outside.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that one is like half and half. Make a decision.
yeah.
this
Should have
point.
got off the pot.
Yeah, it's awful. It's just awful. The whole.
I will say this, though.
We're in the garage of one of the biggest Blue Jays fans I know, and I'm shitting all over them because fuck them. I just can't stand them.
But I will say, like,
They're awful.
if you go back to like '93 when they won the World Series, Sky Dome looked lit. Back then, it was like, this is state of the art.
pretty sick.
Can you believe it's indoor and outdoor?
Fast forward 30 years later,
It's a
maybe,
dump.
maybe a little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically a glorified Olympic Stadium.
And last one here, it's a dog eat plane world. Sports radio personality Mad Dog Chris Russo had the following message for Delta Airlines.
We'll get Jason in Madison, Wisconsin. And speaking of Madison, Colin Russo did not get home this weekend, so I got a burr up my fanny on Delta Airlines. Delta for the birds. The airline should be embarrassed. I'm getting off the deep end here, but the airline should be embarrassed that all of America couldn't fly anywhere for the last 3 or 4 days. 22% of flights canceled on Thursday, 18% of flights canceled on Friday. Hey, Delta, I don't need an apology to NBC. You know, your job is to make sure you get a plane in Madison, Wisconsin and get my kid home for Father's Day weekend. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, what's preface this?
So his kid couldn't get home for
Okay.
Father's Day
All
because Delta canceled a bunch of flights.
He's trying to be Ryan Whitney against
Well,
Delta.
it's not every single person does this when they miss a flight, especially rich people.
So I've tweeted at airlines like while I'm waiting,
Yeah.
I'm not really that mad because I'm like I'm gonna land where I'm gonna be. Like it's
Yeah.
just eventually it's gonna happen. But I like going at Twitter and then I like seeing like the generic response always
the
comes
worst.
the day after.
Yeah.
Like when I landed from
Stop
Cuba
order.
recently, it took us like an hour to get our bags. Like we were the only flight that landed, and for some reason it took us an hour to get our bags. So I'm tweeting at them. The next day, in the middle of the day, I get a response. Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. We're working on it. Bitch, I have my
home.
fucking bag already.
Yeah. This doesn't help
I
me now.
have my stuff. Thanks.
The
This
worst
is why
is-
you need to tweet video game reporters. They get back to you real fast.
Yeah, exactly. It
Theme of
arrived.
the show.
It arrived safely. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. But like
It's there used to be something called the Montreal Accord, where if airlines screwed up, they owed you some compensation.
yeah,
And then at some point, the airlines decided, no,
we're gonna mess up so much. We're gonna go bankrupt if we're
just
gonna have to pay you.
Yeah, we're just not gonna do
You're
it.
just gonna have to suck it up.
Yeah,
because we're shit.
yeah. I'm not looking forward to. I'm going to Europe in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to having to go through airports. I am landing at Pearson Airport when I get back.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
I
The
know.
worst. Quickly.
I'm
Worst experience
thinking of
I've ever had.
just not like getting there and then immediately just going, like taking a bus to Montreal or something, and then having them ship my bag.
Worst experience I've had in an airport. They were saying that they were overbooked. First of all, never understood that. How the fuck do you overbook? It's an Excel sheet. It's pretty easy.
Well, because they assume some people won't show up. And overbook
Why
them.
assume?
It's part of the industry. I know. It's
I
dumb.
understand.
I hate it.
Why? So anyway, we're over capacity. 2 people need to volunteer. Okay, my flight was already canceled. 2 people need to volunteer to. I was coming back from Arizona to see my buddies. 2 people need to volunteer to get off the flight, or we're gonna choose the last booking. But because my flight was canceled, I'm assuming I'm the last booking. So I go see the guy. I'm like, listen, I just want to know if I'm the last guy. I can't tell you. I'm like, well, you're gonna tell me if you're gonna tell me if it's me if nobody comes up, right? And he's gonna be like, yeah.
Don't just tell me
I'm
now.
like, so why don't you just tell me now? He's
Yeah.
like, we can't do that. Why? I'm the only one asking you. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
I'm like, I explain my whole
Just be a
situation.
human person.
I explain my whole situation. He goes to me, sir, sit down.
My last.
It ended up nobody came forward. Somehow everybody got on the plane. Somehow
I had to.
overbooked.
I had to fight with an airline to get an earlier flight home to go to my friend's funeral,
Oh fuck.
and I had to pay out of pocket.
Fuck.
And I had to fight with them that I'm not paying an entire new ticket. I'll pay a rebooking fee. Just do it.
Yeah.
It took me 3 hours to get that done. And meanwhile, I was a mess because one of my good friends died. So
Brutal.
airlines can be rough. I will say my favorite part though, just getting back to Mad Dog Russo, which if you follow his producer, one of the best Twitter things ever because he only posts Mad Dog
The bad
rants.
shit.
Yeah,
Is
and
Mad Dog the guy that's on First Take now?
he's on First Take on
that's him,
Wednesdays. Yeah.
okay.
So he I love that every time I get to the end of the clip, he goes back to the caller, and I forgot each time that this was the introduction of the caller. Like, he's like, "Oh, you're in Wisconsin. By the way, I'm gonna scream about this random thing," and I forgot about it completely till he's like, "Yeah, you were saying."
I love it.
It brings us to the end of the show.
Good show.
Yeah, it was fun times. First of all, I want to thank Mo Khan for waiting patiently before we
Khan's the
start
most
the next
patient
show.
guy in the world.
He's up there. He's up there.
I had your wife.
Terry, thank you for all the work you put in today. Eags, you as well. Love having you guys all back in the studio. It's felt good past couple of weeks to be back to normal. I want to thank everyone who has taken a moment to like, subscribe, to watch, to write, to rate, to review, to all that wonderful stuff. Keep doing it if you're doing it. If not, the fuck are you waiting for? Most of all, though, I want to thank you all for letting me be myself. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports.